like Meatloaf Bailey, what a PR stunt. Look at me, guys. Yeah, I would do anything for pound notes. And I'm going to sit in a restaurant and I'm going to look like, oh, I'm proper Chelsea and I love Chelsea. And this is all on Siri Merchant Barley. What a load of bollocks.
Cucucucurea se come una paella. Cucucucurea se bebe una estrella. Jala tiembla que viene cucurea. Jala tiembla, toma una galleta.
To get money from agents to publish information is not legal for a journalist. After 1 second, find one proof and I will deactivate my account.
Fab, I think you're taking this a bit to heart, honestly.
No, it's not too hard. It's too hard because you are on your fucking sofa just using my name and attacking me from your Twitter account with no face, no name and nothing. Just joking on me.
Yeah.
It's not too hard for me because I'm working and I don't like to go on Twitter and see the shit you're putting. Okay. So it could be too hard for you, not for me. I'm working and I don't want someone else to come in and joke on my news. You can joke about it. It's fine. It's humor. It's okay. But joke, not say that I'm getting money. Because I'm not getting any fucking money from the agents of any player. So joke whatever you want, do humor on me, on my name, or whatever you want.
I'll make it clear. I'll make it clear.
Greetings from Centre Parks, by the way. That's the background. I hope you're all well. This is just ridiculous, though, isn't it?
So right, up to Chelsea, up to Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you live and locked in. I hope everyone's doing well, winning in life. First and foremost, I want you all to smash to pieces that like button. If you haven't already, get them likes up because they're getting poor at this rate. We got the subscribe button, so make sure you smash that so we can get to the 13K. And we've got the notification bell, ding dong, let's have it right so you know when we go live. And we've got the Minerals FC Ultras membership down below in the description, as well as Eunice Talks Football. His link to his channel is in the title, Landing the Minerals with Eunice, bruv. Big up to everyone. Salute the Minerals FC Ultras. Salute to everyone supporting Eunice in the chat as well. And big up to you, my geezer. Big up to Eunice, bruv. It's been a while, but I'm very happy to have you back to Land the Minerals here. How are you doing first and foremost?
It has, yeah. It's been 4 weeks or whatnot. I've been about, and good to be back on. So thanks for having me. Shout out everyone in the chat. I love this chat, honestly. Everyone I come onto like channels and whatnot. This one's so it's so niche and so together and so flipping. You know, it's like one little family. So shout out to every single one of you. And I'm looking forward to this. Conversation. So
yeah, we're gonna have a good one. Now my chat is gold. We know that, and it's elite, bruv. And we are together on the Minerals FC. So I'm gonna start off with this first and foremost. I want to nip something in the bud, right? Now everyone knows we went through accusations against my name, people trying to slander my name, say that I said something I never said, and I had to go to the extent of doing a lie detector test from the best in the game. I had to go and go to report it to the police because I'm innocent and I never said what these wrong-uns, bruv, are claiming I said. Now, Eunice was the only one out there, apart from my ultras, let's have it right, he's the only one out there that reached out, that was honest, open, gave his advice, bruv, and supported me, bruv, yeah? Now, there's a reason Eunice is on this channel, because he's a real one. And for that reason, bruv, you know, no one's touching Eunice. Anyone out there in the game that wants to give it big into Eunice, bruv, you got me to deal with. It was always like that. But the bottom line is he's a true gentleman, bruv, and he's a real guy. And he's on here for a reason, because he knows I never said what they claim to say. And I have to respect that highly. You know, I will respect that because Eunice is landing minerals. He talks minerals and he's part of us as well. You know what I'm saying? So I want everyone in the chat to acknowledge that. No one disrespect him. I want you all to support him as you always have done. Like I say to you personally, man to man, Eunice, bruv, you know, there's a lot of snakes and ladders out there, and you're definitely not one of them, bruv. You understand me? So love to you, my geezer, and I want all his viewers to understand that, you know, there's a lot of agenda against me, and I don't want anyone coming at Eunice for it, yeah, because there's nothing to come at him for, and that's all I want to say. That's all I got to say, really, you know.
Honestly, no, I appreciate that, and yeah, big up to you for that. Like you said, even before coming on, like you didn't have to say that, but honestly, I respect it and I appreciate that. And it's like I mentioned at the time, like, yeah, I sent you a message and I was like, okay, look, first things first, it's best to try and make things as super clear as possible so people get the picture. And through that whole process, yeah, you know, I think like you've mentioned, you've discovered what people's true intentions are, for good or for bad. And we move. Like I've said, and I told you this personally, I'll say it on here for everyone as well, with social media, and I've been in this for long enough to know it, is it's moments. Eventually, even if you're in the middle of a storm, that storm's gonna pass. So it's just about hitting it face on and doing what you got to do. And if you're innocent, your intentions are legit, you're sincere, you got nothing to worry about. So yeah, people wanted to create a lot of madness through it all at the time. There were a lot of questions when it first happened, but it didn't take a rocket scientist to work it out. And after we spoke, yeah, I'm glad you done what you done. And as far as I'm concerned, you put it to bed beautifully. So onwards and upwards. But shout out to you, and yeah, respect to everyone in the chat as well. I see all your comments. So yeah, thank you all very much, man. And yeah, big up to you as well for what you did, and we move.
Respect you, my geezer. So moving on from that, I want to, I mean, a lot's sort of happened. We've had a stinker of pre-season. We still haven't got a number 9. We still haven't got an elite goalkeeper. We still haven't really replaced Thiago Silva. We've captained Enzo Fernandez, who is outright racist, bruv. And we've bought João Felix, which wasn't on the menu, and he all of a sudden was on the menu. We've sold Gallagher to Atletico Madrid because we got Felix in return, sort of paid that transfer. We've got Trev Baresi Chalobah being exiled, Sterling exiled, Chilwell exiled, banned from the first team, banned from using the canteen, gym, first team facilities. We lost to City on the opening day and a sort of B team City who didn't even get our first gear. And then we played conference, got outplayed by Servette for quite long periods in that game, but obviously got over the line because of our quality. We should do. We've spent over 1.4 billion. And now we've basically had a NBA game against Wolves in the first half, which is the whole Clown Lake model, isn't it? You know, NBA Moneyball. And then we've gone and outclassed them in the second half, scored 6 goals, which we haven't done in a very long time. One that comes to mind is against the old Goons, you know, with Arsene Wenger's 100th game. You know, we scored 6 there. So it's always lovely to get the 6 goals, and it's full on toxic positivity. It's Chelsea are back. It's we're landing minerals. We're going to go and win the league. We've got Jamie O'Hara coming out saying, you know, these owners are clowns.
Oh, no. Mate.
And now we're in a title race after the second half of a toothless Wolves who capitulated. But we'll give our praise. But we've come to that point now, and we've got how many days we've got left now? 4 days left till the transfer window closes or something like that.
Is it 4? Like, when does it actually shut? Is it on the weekend?
31st. So I think that is on a Saturday.
When does the transfer window close on a Saturday? Like,
I know, it's weird, isn't it? It's a weird one.
It's a weird one. So yeah, we've got until then to the window shuts, and we'll see what kicks off. But yeah, the Jamie O'Hara thing made me laugh because just right before that, he put us in the bin. And now we're title contenders. Like, come on, have a day off. Like, I understand it was a brilliant day, right? It was a beautiful second half. But come on, like, chill. I'll take the positives that were there because it was evident. some of the things that we saw, Neto, Felix, Madueke's hat-trick, Palmer's Palmer, am I missing anything else? There were good things there. There were good things that deserve mention and deserve credit and deserve praise, and I hope that continues. But come on, we're not title contenders. Do you know what I mean? Like, not yet, at least.
I've been on him. I've been on TalkSport, and I was with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Jason Cundy went silent because he can't speak because he's all brown enveloped up with Clown Lake being his employer. Do you know what I mean? And then Jamie O'Hara was like, he's spot on. This Johnny's spot on. He even called me Johnny Minerals. Maybe he just knows Johnny Minerals. But all of a sudden, from that period, he's now saying we can win the title after a 6-2 battering like fish and chips of Wolves. Is mad to me, bruv. I mean, it's just like, it's how fickle it is.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly that. It's very fickle, and that's some fans are just like that. And I would. This is going to sound a bit weird. I'd prefer fans to be fickle than to be dead inside, right? But ultimately, I think it's wise for fans to just be honest. Just be honest. See the situation for what it is. Like, beautiful result, but we're going to need a lot more of those to be even in the conversation of a possible title charge. Like, no, come on, man. It's day 2. Yeah. Chill.
Yeah.
Chill.
Exactly. Yeah. Chill your beans. Because as I say, we're a long way from Starbucks.
Much. Yeah.
Look, that game in itself, I thought, I don't know about you, but for me, the game changer was Neto coming on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And I want to discuss this because the reason I want to say this is Neto coming on the left. He's got that defensive work rate. He's got that intelligence. He knows as soon as he's played that pass where to go, and he just knows the game, right? And he's probably one of the best wingers in the Premier League. And I'm very happy with Neto. And he wears Stoney. I don't know if you know, Eunice. He loves a bit of Stone Island. So my boy Neto, yeah, my baller, bruv. Love him, yeah. I'm so happy we signed him, bruv. Because I was at the bridge when we played Wolves last season, and we got battered 4-2 in that game. And he ran us ragged, right? Dangerous player. And I said, why can't we sign this guy? Now we got him at Chelsea. It's unbelievable. So I'll credit where it's due to get that player, 60 million. I know he's injury prone, but let's hope that he doesn't get injured and that we get the best out of our Minerals General Neto, yeah? But that there, Cucurella didn't invert. You had Gusto inverting because the left side originally with Mudryk. Mudryk, they had in their pocket Wolves. They knew they didn't have to worry. As soon as Neto come on, psychological tilt in the game with these players because they know him. Majority of the squad knows him and what he's capable of. And I think that just freed up Cole Palmer in the middle. He was getting those balls. Enzo Casado seemed to push up a little bit. And then we just basically had Cole Palmer doing what he does, landing cold minerals, playing beautiful, perfectly weighted passes to assist Madueke, who bags a hat-trick, who, by the way, is on the market to be sold, predominantly in Newcastle, for 50 to 60 million. And he played him. Now, Felix come on, everyone got a goal. We know it planned out. But my thing is this, right? Sterling has been shut out completely. They want him off the books because of his wages, not because of what Enzo Mascara is saying. He doesn't fit my system. He's not a Swiss Army knife because we want Swiss Army knives at Chelsea now. It's more of a case of wages only, number one, and he's on 325 grand as it's publicly known, yeah? Put that to the side for a second. When Enzo first had pre-season, he said, Sterling's part, he's a very important player to us. He can play this, he can play that. Can we remind everyone Sterling was the third highest goal scorer under Pep Guardiola behind Messi, Aguero, all right, of all-time goal scorers managed under Pep. And Sterling was third. He played false nine, he played left wing, he played right wing. Versatile as you fucking well like. This guy is a Swiss Army knife. Now, someone explain to me how he doesn't fit Enzo Mascara, who has learnt off Pep and is basically taking that template and that system and that way of playing and learnt from Pep. But Pep used Sterling and this guy can't. It's purely monetary and he's been told to say that. So this is where I call it out of you've treated this player, no matter whether you rate Sterling, you don't rate him, or you think he hasn't done well in a Chelsea shirt, you don't disrespect players like that on still, I think he's got 3 years left on his deal. You don't disrespect players, because that's not a good look to the rest of the squad. It's not a good look on the external to everyone else that maybe we're trying to sign. And just generally, it's not professional, bruv. It's clown behaviour. So I side with Sterling here, you know, and I think, what are you going to do if you can't sell him?
This
You
is the
haven't thought
problem.
about that.
This is the problem. Yeah, my issue lies here, because if I have my way, considering we brought in Neto and Felix, yeah, cool. I'd sell Sterling. I'd sell Sterling and Mudryk. I'd sell both of them. Cool, get rid, no problem, but do it in the right way. Because as it stands right now, we actually could be in a situation where Sterling doesn't go anywhere. And that's gonna, I hope not. Like, he better leave now. He legit better go, because, and not just him, this concept that we've had, or that we've put ourselves in, where we've got two different sides of the club now. We've got the team that's training with Enzo, and that's great. And then it's like the Berlin Wall. And then you've got Eastern Germany over there, and it's just hell. Do you know what I mean? It's literally a Berlin Wall. We can't have that at Cobham. That's just gonna, you can't do that. You can do that in a short term, but you can't have that for the entire season, man. That's going to disrupt the whole training ground. So Sterling included, we need to find a way. We need to find a way out for him, Chilwell. Who else is up?
Trev.
I hope he stays. There's actually apparently a chance he might stay, but we'll see. I hope he stays. Trev actually seems like, and he's always had this, he's someone that is genuinely at peace. So things will happen and he'll genuinely believe, no, this is good for me and this is fine. And he doesn't kick up a fuss and all that. So I think he'll be, whichever way it is, even if he were to be reintroduced, I think he'll be respectful and it'll be cool. Sterling, though, I think will have a little bit of a problem, because he's been at City, Liverpool, he's got interest from United and whatnot. Like, I think he might kick up a problem. You can't have those sort of players running around at the training ground, and we haven't sorted them out. So, yeah, disrespectful to do that. Wrong way to do it. To just shun players out like that. It just doesn't help. Doesn't help. And I hope by Saturday we can, get rid of all these players. I say that respectfully, because we ain't got a choice.
Yeah, we still got 42. All right, we got Kepa off the books for a season where he's had to sign an extension to loan him out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous. But with Sterling, right, you've been hearing the links to Man United. You've been hearing the links of Sancho coming the other way. You've been hearing the links of Chilwell to United. United apparently are putting out through the grapevine and the brown envelopes that they're not interested in Chilwell. You've also got not much interest with Sterling, and I don't see where Sterling fits at United. I know he's a United fan, aside from being a professional, but I just look. I said, Eunice, with the Sancho thing, there's no way he's coming to Chelsea. And the reason I'm saying there's no way he's coming to Chelsea is his wages are like 300 grand a week. He's problematic. He hasn't done anything. We don't need more wingers. We need a striker. We need another midfielder, in my opinion. We need a bit more in the core, bruv. We're looking a bit thin.
Even the defense, you could argue, if we were to get rid of
Trev. Well, the defense is and the goalkeeper is the key issue here in the team, not the attack. And I knew Sancho was always going to be that player that goes to maybe Juventus, because Chiesa's just been announced at Liverpool. So that makes sense to me, where they've got rid of Chiesa and who we were linked with. Why don't we get him? I don't get it. More PR happy meals to get the supporters thinking we're buying experienced players.
Chiesa?
Yeah.
Well, in the end, I mean, we did get Neto and Felix. I think it'll be an overkill. But this is why I don't want Sancho. It'll be an overkill. There's no need.
Why link us to Sancho then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
to try and get rid of Sterling, because we ain't got a choice.
Right. But get rid of Sterling. Is that not enough backup? You've got an 80 million Mudryk. You've got Neto. You've got Felix that is a Swiss Army knife. He can play left and right if you believe that.
No, it's fine. But it's like you said. There's no suitors for Sterling. This is the problem we have. We've put ourselves in now. Like there isn't a list of clubs that will come in for Sterling tomorrow. We've got United maybe if we take Sancho. It's just I would love if there was a club that can just offer money and go, boom, okay, I'll take Sterling. But that's the problem we might be left with. We might not be able to get rid of him.
You know what, right? I see it as PR, brown envelope Fabrizio, yeah? Putting Chelsea in the discussion to get a deal with Juventus and Sancho, and so that Chiesa can go to, they've got a replacement for their Chiesa, and that's all I see. They're just using Chelsea because everyone knows Chelsea's in the market. All right. Of
course.
Whether that's really we're genuinely interested in Sancho, I don't see it, bruv, because you can't all play, and no one's these types of players are not going to want to sit bench. Neto won't, no. Felix won't, Sancho definitely won't, and you ain't benching Cole Palmer. So
exactly.
You know, they all can't play. And if you want to bring an Osimhen, Ivan Toney, Gyökeres, or someone like that, they're starting every game. So you're short of that 4 spots becomes 3. You know, I just look at it and go, I don't see Sterling finding a club that's prepared to pay his wages or even go on loan. I don't think he will go on loan either. I think Chelsea are prepared to send him on loan and have half his wages paid, but that doesn't solve the problem. All right.
No.
But why we are not addressing a goalkeeper? Why are we not addressing central defence? And if you're not going to address central defence, you need to bring in Trev Chalobah back into the squad, right?
Well, as of tonight, I don't know if you've heard, we're looking at is it Arujo of Benfica, 22-year-old centre back.
Who?
Chelsea.
No, I know it's us.
Oh,
who is he? Thomas
Arujo. I'm guessing that's how the name's pronounced. Yeah. But
what's
he's
his data
Benfica
say? What's the data say?
I have no idea. I ain't got a good. But I'm like, look, if we're going for this sort of defender, just keep Trev.
Do you know what's embarrassing, right? Is that Trev, can be captain of our club instead of Enzo, the wrong one. Yeah,
he actually could. Yeah,
and Trev has won trophies with us, and he's part of our DNA. We haven't got anyone in there. Reece James ain't fit, so we don't even know how many minutes he's going to get. This is my problem. You've let go of Gallagher. You've let go of a heartbeat and engine in the midfield. He's highly rated by Diogo Simeone, but he's not rated by Enzo Mascara. Come on, bruv. Something's not adding. The maths ain't adding here, bruv. You ain't math in here.
No, the math that is adding is when these guys are flogged, it's pure profit coming in, and that's it. That's as simple as that, man. That's the only math that makes sense with these lads. And there won't be much of these much longer, because what other Cobham players have we got coming through now? Well, there ain't many.
There ain't. They've all been sold.
They've all been sold, yeah.
My thing is this: today it broke out that apparently Chelsea, the owners are so there might be room to bring Trev back in, only because he's rejected 4 offers. All right, by the way, that are not suitable to him. And fair play to Trev, our Brazy Chalobah, yeah. But apparently they come out and said they're so impressed with how he's handled the situation. The situation, by the way, that you clowns have put him in, and you want to insult the kid by saying he's handled it well. You're the ones that put him in that position, and that's outright disgraceful. Yeah, it's absolutely unacceptable. So he should have been in pre-season. You took Broha pre-season, you took Ugochukwu pre-season, all right, who are being shipped on loan or sold, but yet you won't take Trev. You took Sterling, who you're exiling.
Yeah, Trev was left to captain the development team. Which is, this is
everything, Eunice. He's banned from everything. He's not.
Yeah, I know. That's uncalled for. That's uncalled for, man. That's uncalled for. There's no need. I genuinely think you got a player under contract. You haven't found a move for him. You could have it. Some people could make a debate. Even then, I wouldn't agree. But you could make a debate. If a move's been finalized, it's done. We know the player's on his way out. Okay, cool. All right, you want to separate him whilst he's getting his bags packed, right? But he ain't gone anywhere. Grant him first team access. He's first team. What are we doing? So,
and as far as I'm concerned, he's clear of Colwill. He's clear of Fofana.
I agree. So far, yeah.
Yeah, because we don't know whether Fofana's going to come back the same player. I think he's too busy interested in faking that he's on the phone so he doesn't go up to the supporters after an away game. That's lovely. That's really classy.
What was that?
Yeah, it's unacceptable, man. It's
There's
just,
no need.
this
Yeah,
is
no need.
this is the byproduct of Clown Lake, though. This is what I'm saying. It's not what everyone thinks behind the scenes. You do realise that every French player still doesn't follow Enzo. You do realise that they've all signed NDAs and that they're told what to do. You do realise that Fofana put a full-on campaign against Enzo Fernandez, calling him out, saying it's unacceptable, to then delete his tweets, to then request the presser to say, "Oh, I know he's not racist, and I know he didn't mean it, and this and that." But yet, what if that's what you truly thought? Then why are you putting the tweet up and basically calling him out for it? It doesn't make sense. Again, the maths ain't mathing, bruv. It's because these clowns that run the football club are ordering these people to do it. And Kunku is being sort of phased out, if you've noticed a little bit. Is he going to get sold because he's a French player? Badashil and Disasi, we're hearing about them being sold, but there's no suitors. Or Newcastle want Disasi apparently, and Badashile, they're saying he's going to stay at Chelsea. But these guys shouldn't be at Chelsea, Eunice. They're not good enough. They've proved they're not good enough. They're not Chelsea level. They were calling Disasi the new John Terry, bruv. Right? Because of one game against Man City. This is how reactionary the fan base is like against Wolves. Chelsea are back. You got to look at it. Trev's clear of all of them. And by the way, Disasi and Badashile are both Carrot and Stanley Stuart Little signings. Yeah. I hope everyone knows that. The same directors that said to Sterling at the start of the pre-season, "You're in our plans. We're very happy with you. We want you part of the squad," to then go and treat him like shit like that. It's a circus. And my point going back to the French players is, isn't it interesting that there's more French players sounded to be sold than the person that's the real issue is Enzo Fernandez?
Yeah, I mean, there was yeah, exactly. Like right now, the rumor that popped up of Chalobah possibly being reintroduced back into the team meant that Disasi could be the one that might be leaving. And I'm like, well, that's interesting, isn't it? Because I'd do that. Like, this is where,
yeah, of course,
if there's a chance to rectify the bad mistakes of the past, then cool, do it. Much like I said earlier when we started, I'll give credit for getting Neto and Felix in, or if we get Osimhen in as well. Fantastic. We're upgrading now. This is what we've been asking for flipping ages, right? But that needs to be done across the park. And we've had bad recruitment with all these players that we've brought in that we're now looking to flog. And some we've done, some we can't. It's a shambles. Simplify everything. Just go and get quality, and that's it. You don't need to worry about that position ever again. Well, not ever again, but at least for the meantime, you don't need to worry.
But Eunice, they're telling us we need 3-4 years. These players are going to develop into world-class players. And well, where's the development? Because you're selling them a year later or 2 years later. What are we doing here? We're a conveyor belt. And I'll give you an example of what's his name, Amari Hutchinson. You know, got him on a free, sold him for 35 million or whatever it was. You know,
of who?
Amari Hutchinson.
Oh, Hutchinson, yeah.
There was no pathway, so he wanted out. What about Muriez? Is he Portuguese? I think that player we got from Benfica for free. They sold him to Strasbourg for 6.8 million. But they released it as, it was only 1.4 million. And it was actually 6.8 million. They sold him to their own club to make profit for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right? But what about the pathway? My question is this, Eunice, right? There is no pathway because there is no real strategy. The strategy is to make money. But now it's like they've seen the pressure from the supporters at the start of this season. We've seen a shocking pre-season where we got smacked up by Celtic, Real Madrid, Man City, drew with Wrexham, and only beat Club America. To then lose to City on the first game of the season, they're panics. They're at panic stations now. They're thinking, shit, are we going to get through this? Like, are we actually? So we have to go and get Felix. Yeah.
Yeah,
Felix was never on the menu.
he was never on
bro.
the table. No,
Never.
this is right. Yeah, he wasn't. I agree. This is where I've had that sentiment as well, and I've had that inkling. Obviously, we don't know, but just gut feeling that it does seem like maybe this is why Neto came out of nowhere as well.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, and it's quick.
It's out now. We're seeing what's going to happen with Osimhen. I think we should be in a decent situation with that in terms of negotiation because Osimhen's back's against the wall. But all of a sudden, it does feel like that maybe the owners have gone, yeah, we're gonna have to do something now. Like,
Right.
if this is just not gonna go on, is it? Like, we can't just stay at this level. And if we genuinely want Champions League football, these are the sort of players you go and get. And this is why, okay, cool, we've got these couple of lads through the door. Fantastic. I'm happy. Keep it going. Get a striker in. Look in terms of what we got to do for the defense or the midfield. See how this is going to transpire. We might look again in January or something, but at least for the striker position, get this sorted. That way we can actually, and I think I said this a few days ago, even for the fan base, say we get Osimhen in deadline day. Man, I just think that's gonna be a sort of relief to the fan base. I think that's gonna kick. It's gonna kickstart something where there's maybe a bit of belief, in the player that we have here and his capabilities. That all right, we've upgraded. Let's kick on now. Maybe we can get top 4 in Champions League football, and maybe the owners have kind of sussed that. Yeah, you know what? There's no other way around it. Like we've mentioned for time, because that's how football works, especially in England. If you want to get quality or you want to get to a certain position, well, you're going to have to bring quality. Simple as that. If not, you ain't getting it.
I agree. This is why I've been putting pressure on these clowns to change the model, to have a bit of leeway in having varied wages, not just 150 grand cap, and just buying is what they call super youth players based on their AI scouting and data analysis. It's lunacy, bro. But my thing is this with Osimhen. Osimhen's not one out of the blue. Osimhen's been PR'd all through last season, right?
A whole year. Yeah.
A whole year. And then I just want to remind everyone, because everyone's got memory loss, but I don't forget these things. And it's what I'm going to tell you right now. So make sure everyone smashes that like button. People saying the likes are poor. Smash that like button. Big up to everyone in here. Pornstein, the one that everyone worships, bruv, thinks he's the guru, the best journalist out there, yeah? The biggest mouthpiece for Clown Lake. Very, very he doesn't take any risks, and he'll just land the bomber and the dagger that you call it, yeah? All right? The Pornstein bomber. Let me land some minerals bomber, yeah? Because Pornstein came out and said specifically at the start of this window, Osimhen, the owners are not going to look at Osimhen. These are the reasons why. His transfer fee, granted, that's cut in half right now for whatever reason. That's just one. Right.
That's come down.
His wages. Yeah. And his agents come out, we're not dropping one single euro. So his wages are a problem. His injury record.
Yeah.
And he said, this is the classic. This is the real bomber landing. He said, Osimhen doesn't fit Enzo Maresca's style of play.
I remember that, yeah.
Right. So what's changed?
We need goals.
Yeah, granted we need goals, but do you want to buy a striker that fits Enzo Maresca's style of play, or do you just want to buy any striker to fit because he's a striker? This is my point.
But look, personally, where that's come from, back then he doesn't fit Enzo Maresca's style. No one could even tell what was Enzo Maresca's style back then. No one knew. So I genuinely don't know where or what the intention is behind that or where it's come from as to why. But to say a striker that level, just write him off and he can't fit in that system, for me is ridiculous.
That's the same narrative that wrongins in our fan base was saying about Haaland coming to Chelsea. Yeah. Oh, he's not going to adjust at Chelsea. He's not going to adjust in the Premier League. He's too high risk. Bring me the cement booted rat. Yeah. because he's going to bang goals, not knowing that Tuchel, the way he plays, that this guy has got a touch of a lamppost. Yeah, pass to a lamppost, you know what happens, bruv. Right? This guy would never fit, like I said, Thomas Tuchel's way of playing. He doesn't fit possession-based football, which is why, shout out Tommy T, Lukaku's gone back to his daddy, the wig merchant, to Napoli. Finally, after 5 transfer windows, they've got him off the books. Yeah. That was less of a priority, knowing to free up 440 grand a week wages, because I know he's on 440 grand. All right. That was less of a priority, but the priority was to sell all our Cobham players because it's pure profit, of course, you know, and sell our Champions League team, sell our Kante, or get rid of Kante, get rid of Kovacic, who's apparently dead wood, and this guy's scoring a screamer against us. You know, what my point is, Eunice, is they flip flop for whatever narrative suits them at that moment in time. If you're telling me Osimhen doesn't suit Enzo's style, don't even look at him. Don't even buy him. You know Enzo needs a goalkeeper that can invert in the back line. You haven't addressed the goalkeeper because Sanchez has got clown feet. He can't do it. He's Brighton's third choice goalkeeper, for crying out loud. Why is he not our number one? Why have you bought Jorgensen? Why have you got 9 goalkeepers on your roster, but you haven't just gone and bought 100 million Diego Costa or someone? Do you know what I mean?
We bought another goalkeeper yesterday as well, Mike Penders, didn't we?
Yeah, 17 is he? I don't know.
Sanchez. Look, Sanchez. This was made clear from a few people. We've not gotten rid of Sanchez because we can't sell him. No one's interested.
Right. So they're buying players, Eunice, who are on long contracts as well. Yeah. That's the risk of giving them these death row contracts. Is that
this is the problem.
If you want to sell Madrid, you want to sell Sterling, you want to sell Jackson. These guys are on 8-year contracts. Yeah. They can just sit there and go, like Nkunku could just sit there and go, yeah, I'm cool. I'll take my paycheck every week. I don't care. Yeah. You know?
Yep.
To a footballer, I don't think people understand, right? They have a short span in their career. It's a high risk. Anything can happen. They can get a career-ending injury. They could just be injury prone. You know, they could be a Darren Anderton, for crying out loud, you know? Like Reece James is looking that way at the moment. If you get a contract like that for that length on decent money of 150, 200 grand a week, you're taking that every day of the week. Doesn't matter what the ambition is of the club. Doesn't matter what. It's a safety blanket for every footballer. They're made. They're set up. That's how we're signing these players. You think Felix really wanted to come and play Conference League? Do you think Felix really wanted to come to Chelsea? No one else was in for him. No one else would give him a 7-year contract.
No.
And
it's exactly that.
Anyone who believes he's on 180, he's on way more than that. He's probably on 250 grand a week, bro.
This goes back to the point that, okay, if we have finally managed to go above this barrier of salary that we've had, this 150 cap, right? Yeah. Then flipping finally. Finally.
That's great. And I want it. It's exactly what we've been pushing the narrative for, right? And everyone calls us negative, or calls me negative for saying it anyway, for putting pressure on these clowns, because pressure makes diamonds. That's why I do what I do, because I love the football club and I want the football club to be at the top. Until we're winning Premier League titles and Champions League, competing at the highest level, I ain't happy. I'm not settling for just getting top 4. I'm not settling for an FA Cup. I'm not settling for Conference League. No, I want more. I want the best of the best. I want elite mentality. I want elite minerals. No surrender mentality, all right? Because that's the Chelsea DNA. My thing is this, right? Is the moment you've brought in Felix, the players know what he's on. They'll keep it top secret, but they'll know. Osimhen comes in documented. Let's argument's sake, he comes in on 270 grand a week because he's on about 240 now, all right? So he's not going to move to a club and go, oh, just pay me what I'm on now. No, he's going to want a little top up, because he's going to sign a 5-6 year deal with these clowns to spread the transfer fee, spread all the payments. He's 25, going on 26. We're going to get the best years out of him. What's the resale value? I think Osimhen will have resale value in 3-4 years because he's a striker. Strikers peak at a later stage, which you're seeing with Jackson, who's giving it all the big into Mikel, all right, disrespecting our legend when he hasn't done anything for our club, and Mikel has. But my point is this. What do you think happens, Eunice, at this point when you've got all these kids on 8-year contracts and someone like Cole Palmer, who's just signed an extension on 140 grand or 150 grand a week, whatever he's on the limit now. He's going to look at what you've just paid Osimhen, 260 grand. Enzo Fernandez, who I know, I've been told, he changed his agent to get him out because he was pissed off that he's not getting high wages like a Reece James. Well, what's he going to be like when Osimhen comes in? What are all these players that are in their minds are going, well, I'm this player and I'm performing at this level. I want those wages now. Then Clownlake have got a problem, because what happens is that 150 wage cap, which they're broadcasting, the trophy is we've lowered the average wage bill to 60 grand a week from 200 grand a week in Roman era. They're broadcasting that. Look at what we're doing. Yeah, great accountancy, all well and good. Doesn't bring me trophies. That's our currency of success. Is trophies, not accountancy. We don't care what you pay the players. We don't care what the transfer fee is. We don't care as long as they're ballers, as long as they're going to perform at our football club. Right? That's from us as what they call us customers. That's what we want as the customer. Just have it right. Yeah. So what these players are going to do, Eunice, they're eventually they're going to have to up it, and if they don't up it, these players are going to want to go elsewhere, bro. Especially if we don't get top 4. So there is a for a project that they're pushing for a reason of wage capping, knowing there's going to be a transfer ban maybe in the coming our way, yeah, and it could be for not just 1 year, it could be 2 years. Does a transfer ban stop you from selling, Eunice?
No.
Well, that suits them to a T, doesn't it?
Well, it does. It does. And this is why you just mentioned about getting top 4, because it was made clear, and we know this, that with Champions League, or how it was, so we were playing Champions League, and then because we weren't in Champions League, all of a sudden everyone did have a little bit knocked off their salaries because we're not playing Champions League. That's in the contract, right? If we start playing Champions League again, we're in the top 4, then everyone will get that premium added back on. And there seems to be a lot of like performance incentives and all that. And I'm not against that. But in order to get quality through the door, you can't just base everything on performance incentives. You got to give a good base, right? Facts. And Osimhen, for example, is one of those guys. Simple as that. You have to do that. Now, with someone like Osimhen, and this is why I don't believe what we were initially told about Enzo Maresca's style of play doesn't suit Osimhen. I think when I look back at it and I try, and this is just my opinion, I might be wrong, but when you look at when that was said, we still had Lukaku on our books. We still had Sterling as part of the team, nowhere near about leaving or anything like that. All of a sudden, we might be in a situation Lukaku's gone now, right? We freed that up. Sterling possibly. Chilwell even could be on his way out. That's a lot of salary that's a lot of salary that's gone off the table. And maybe now that's where Chelsea have gone, all right, we might have room. We might have room and some if we were to get Osimhen through the door now. So now all of a sudden he fits Maresca's style of play. Everything's good. I honestly believe with Maresca or the way that he plays his football or anything like that. I genuinely think it was just an excuse to not go in because we don't want to give him that salary. Simple as that. Whereas now we're in a situation where we could give a good salary, and Osimhen's in a situation where he hasn't got any other suitors except for Saudi and apparent Al Ahly or whatnot. But that means having to go and play in Saudi. Now, that's on a footballing level, that's not great. On a money level, that's fantastic. If he gets his compromise with Chelsea, I think he'd come to Chelsea. So now this is where it's all going to deadline day. And I think as much as Chelsea have played games, he's played games. Maybe they'll bridge everything and then get it sorted. But I think we now have room to be able to get Osimhen onto the books. Now, considering Lukaku and Sterling and Chilwell might all be gone. So
this is my thing. If Osimhen doesn't fit Enzo Maresca, then how come Haaland fits Pep Guardiola? Because I think they're quite similar. Exactly. Right?
I agree.
So that eliminates that. Mud Paulstein, your guru, your brown envelope journalist guru, yeah. Osimhen's got two issues, right? The first issue is the wages. He won't lower, and he wants his wages. He doesn't want a loan. Chelsea owners want a loan. He's not going to go on loan. His agents even come out and dismiss that. It's all waffle. There's no loan. But the other thing that no one's talking about, that probably don't know, they're not privileged to know, is that Osimhen and his team are not convinced Chelsea will get top four. And he wants to play Champions League football, and he wants to play it sharpish. He wants to have a go at Champions League. He wants to play at the elite level because he's an elite striker, right? So you have to take into consideration what Osimhen's thinking as well as a footballer coming to his latter stages of, or his prime years. Are we going to be mucking around in Europa League spots? Because you have to look at the whole balance of the team and where we are in this, on a serious level. We can't, it's not sustainable for us to go, yeah, we've got a great attack. We have to score 4 goals to win every game, or 5 goals to win every game. It's just ridiculous. It's not, football doesn't work like that. So we need to spend money on a proper centre back. By the way, we should have kept Thiago Silva, who has kept, who they haven't lost with Thiago Silva in the team.
Amazing. Yeah, I saw.
Right?
I saw, yeah.
And we needed him and Trev, because we had the best defence when those two were playing back into the season. We were solid. I don't even think we were conceding anything. You know, we didn't lose a game. So why have we gone from, get rid of both of them and bring in these guys who ain't up to those levels? At least have they don't care about transition on footballing terms. All they care about transition is on financial terms.
That's it.
So it's like, for me, right, Osimhen, I want him to come. For my personal reasons, I think we will finally have a Drogba-esque type striker. You know, someone who's got the ability to hold up, bully defenders. He knows where the goal is. He can score all types of goals. He can link up play. I don't know how good his touch is. Serie A, you have to be very careful with how their touch is. Because in the Premier League, you have to have a good, decent touch as a striker. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't get that extra second in Serie A, as we know with Lukaku, bruv. You know, he looked fantastic. Like everyone was going, oh, his touch is improved. How can you improve a touch as a footballer? You're born with that touch. You know, you've either got a Spanish touch or you ain't. He's got all the attributes as a striker to fit Chelsea and to play for Chelsea. You know, and he loves the club and the heritage, and Mikel and Didier doing all their PR part to entice him. But. Do I think he solves the problem? No. I just think that he's a piece, but then what happens to Jackson? He's not getting any development. He ain't getting any minutes. You can't play him on the left wing when you got Mudryk and Neto. You can't. What is he going to play? Second fiddle after giving it big into Mikel? I just think you're going to cause a lot of issues. I can also see this as bad as it is. We've all got the scenario in our head, Eunice, that Osimhen's going to be the breaking deadline day blockbuster move to Chelsea, and everyone's going to lap it up, and their socks are out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. After that, it could be this way. It could be that we go and get a Duran. It could be Arsenal are looking at an Osimhen. It could be that PSG go in, because PSG didn't get Osimhen and pulled out the deal because Napoli wanted over 100 million and PSG didn't want to play it. What if now his release clause has been cut in half almost? Maybe PSG are back in the race and they can offer him Champions League football and they can offer him the wages he wants, and they need a striker. So I'm not convinced with Saudi. I think Saudi's putting pressure on the other clubs for Napoli's benefit and kind of Osimhen to say, match the wages and I'll come to your club.
Yeah.
Right? I don't believe Saudi's an option unless he's going to go, it's my get out clause out of Napoli because no one else will pay me my wages and I don't want to go to certain clubs. So I'll go there for a year, earn my bags, and then I'll go back into European football, which is a lot of players are doing that. And he's young enough to do it. I don't think he really wants to go that route. But I'll tell you one thing, this guy ain't taking a penny less, bruv. No chance. So, Clownlake have to break their wage structure to get him. I just don't buy it, Eunice. I don't think they're going to do it, bruv. I'll be shocked. I'll be honest. I'll be shocked if they do it.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately depends how much, innit? Because we don't know the finances, but this sort of deal can be structured in ways where everyone becomes a winner. So you're technically paying a big package, but it's split into various different things, and then you end up looking like you got a low base, but technically you haven't. And it depends on what is going to be cool for Chelsea and what's going to be cool for Osimhen as the time ticks on to deadline day. Ultimately, like I said earlier, if you want a player that quality, though, you're going to have to pull it out the bag. So this is where, look, if we do actually do it, if we get Osimhen in, then that does mean that, yeah, we've definitely given him something substantial. And I'll welcome that. I'll welcome that.
If we get him, I'll get a kick out of it. Do you know why I get a kick out of it? Because I know they've had to go and blow out their wage structure out the water. That's where
exactly. They would, yeah.
I personally win with that.
We finally get our wish.
Right? But this is the minerals that I love. Is it doesn't stop there, and it proves a point. And my point exactly what I've been doing on my channel, right? Ever since I knew about these frauds upstairs and what their real plan is with our lovely Chelsea. When you put the pressure on Eunice, and I mean proper pressure, it forces them to do things they don't want to do. And we have proven, if we get Osimhen, and almost with Felix to an extent, you put the pressure on as supporters, as platforms, you will make them do what you want them to do, which is exactly why I do what I do and have been doing it. Pressure makes diamonds. You bring us those elite diamonds to our football club to help the young ones, all the young kids, all the young potential. You need experienced leadership in this team. You need generals, winners, bruv. You need winners. Felix has won stuff, all right? He's won La Liga, all right? You've got Osimhen's won Serie A, Champions League experience.
Yep.
You got Cole Palmer, who's come from City, who's got that. You can tell he oozes winning mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enzo's won World Cup. He's won Copa America. So you've got Sterling in there who's been exiled, who's won. Trev's won. Reece James has won. You've got players there that are winners, but you need that running through. And I just feel that if you don't spend the money on the defence and the goalkeeper now, and I think you need it now, if you don't spend it and you wait January or next summer, it's not enough. And we can't take that risk of losing out Champions League this year. You cannot. I've said, if we don't get Champions League football, sack this guy. That's what I've said. There's no excuse. I don't care what you tell me, bruv. All this, give it patience, give it time. I've been patient long enough. 2 years of this shit. All right. And if you notice, Eunice, is a key point here is, have you realised how they keep starting from scratch every single time? Their project is not a project. It's not flowing. It's not. If it's a project with Potter, stick with it then. It wasn't.
Yeah, I agree.
If it's a project with Poch, stick with it. It's not. Now all of a sudden, this is the guy. He's our man. He's the project. We're going to build with this guy. It's all the same PR narrative. And it's like, but yet you're still making money. You've stripped all our real estate, all our assets. You know what I'm saying, Eunice? So it's like, where do you want us to? We can't trust this because you don't even trust it. You're not even trusting in what you're propaganda in.
This is why it'll be the same reaction towards the end of the season if we do end up in the mud again and see the same problems. People are just going to kick off on another level then. It's going to be the same reaction. Oh, my God, okay. And then the club will be forced. And then, okay, make the change. We're going to have to do it again. But then it will just look ridiculous. Like, at that point, it will look stupid. Because when Roman was sacking managers, sometimes it looked dumb. But more times, you knew you'd be all right. Well, that's why there wasn't ever a panic. it happened. You might disagree with it, like we disagreed with it about Carlo, or we disagreed with it about Jose, but you knew that, all right, but someone will come in, will be all right. But with this, it's just been so scattergun that this is why, going back to the point that we made earlier, I do get the sentiment and the vibe that, yeah, maybe even now the owners are looking and going, okay, crap, like this it can't continue. Like, it genuinely can't. We do need to up the levels a bit here. And maybe hence why we're seeing some of these signings. And if we were to get Osimhen through the door, then great. But I agree. Enough waiting. Top 4 is a must. If we do that, respect and big up to Maresca, the team, whoever, cool, because then it would be the objective achieved. And then at that point, I'm looking to the title. Like, we got to get ourselves back into that conversation at some point soon. So regardless of what happens, the buck stops with the ownership this season. Not even, like, as you've said, get rid of Maresca if we were to not get top 4. Yeah, absolutely, cool, because it would have been a failure, right? And if it's a failure, goodbye. But unlike before, and I know you're the same. I'm not looking, Maresca is the problem. Like, no, you can depart. No. See you later, mate. Bye. But the buck stops with the owners this season. For good or for bad, it stops with them. So hopefully, I say hopefully, and I say it, a little bit heavy, because you can never be convinced with these lot. But hopefully there's been a realization on some sort of a level that the quality needs to be upped in order to give ourselves a chance of top 4. And hopefully we're walking down that path. And towards the end of the window, by Saturday, we'll know our answer.
We will. And I think, mate, I just look at this and I want to see where we are in December, regardless of what signings we make.
Of course.
To see, like, are we there or thereabouts? Are we actually looking like at that period in time we are in the mix? If we're in the mix, then anything's possible. But I don't like this whole false hope or anything can happen. We're not Leicester winning that Premier League. You're pushing sustainability and consistency and to be like what Arsenal are doing now with City, every year on year off, you can see slight development. You can see that they're buying the right signings. They're backing the gaffer. And this is my problem, is they're still not backing Enzo Mascara. If you were truly backing Enzo, yeah, who, by the way, was quoted saying, no, I don't want any involvement in signings and transfers. Yeah, I just wanted to coach, right? Don't ever forget that. For him to backtrack and go, of course, it's ridiculous to think that managers don't have a say. He doesn't. But if you know how this guy plays and you know what key positions he needs, a goalkeeper should be. When you look at Pep,
true.
He got Ederson, right? When you look at Jurgen Klopp, Veneer Merchant, what did he get? He got Alisson and Van Dijk, changed the whole dynamics of Liverpool. They went on it and they won their Premier League title. This is
even Liverpool now. They've got Mamardashvili that's coming in. Done, I think. I think it's done. Yeah.
They got Chiesa. They've got a nice blend of experience and youth. They got Bradley, a young'un from their academy. They still got Trent, but he's still got experience and he's young. They got McAllister, Sabrosky. They still got Salah, elite experience, winner. So they've got a blend. You need a blend. And this is the blueprint of football. Every football team, you can still go over youth policy, but your whole team can't be youth, because Pep Guardiola's come out and said you don't win anything with kids. So yes, I want them to break the transfer, the wage structure, because then we win on here. We win on the Minerals FC by getting him, and we win as supporters, and we show them we got the control, because we do. But if they don't sign Osimhen Younis, if they don't, and they don't want to break that wage structure, what's the next option? Because Ivan Toney's 28. He's old. There's no resale value. He might be low wages and lower transfer fee, but he doesn't fit their profile. So where are we going? Gyökeres? He's 100 million. You ain't going to pay
It won't
that.
happen.
Oh no, I think transfer fees they're all right with Eunice because they can spread the payments. Because Gyökeres's wages ain't too high. But I'm just saying, like, where you going? Duran? We going Duran again?
This is why. No, yeah, exactly. This is why it's so important now, this late, to get Osimhen through the door. It's so important. Because, yeah, like, I take Tony, but I don't see, and yeah, deadline day, anything can happen on deadline day. We've seen it before. You wake up in the morning, nothing's happening. By 2 p.m., all of a sudden, yeah, he's having a medical. It can happen. But that's always quite the miracle. And it doesn't happen often. So we better get Osimhen through the door. If not, like I said, yeah, I take Tony, but I don't think that's happening. I think the Tony brief was a brief to just put some pressure on Osimhen's side. That's all I think it is. In the same way that Osimhen to PSG, I think, was a brief to try and put Chelsea under pressure. But yeah, if it's not those guys, I don't think we sign anyone else. And for me, that's not good enough. So
facts, I agree. Maresca's just come out and said on Sancho, if we can sign a player to help us, for sure, I would. Jadon is not our player. I know him very well. Standard procedure. He also says, I said many times, Raheem is a fantastic person. The only thing is every manager has a different idea. He's not the type of winger I like. That says nothing about it. So again, he's going with this whole narrative. Yet you push the narrative that he's part of the plans. He's a very important player. So now he's not, because it doesn't suit your narrative for the ownership, which makes you a yes man again. And this is what I'm saying, Eunice, is I don't like this shit. I don't like where you're trying to insult the intelligence of the supporters. Like you're pushing a narrative just to force Raheem Sterling out. And he's also stated, like I've said to you, he can play. He played in Pep Guardiola's system. Why can't he play Enzo's system? Doesn't matter about system. He's come out and says, if we can, where is it? Sorry. It's just up here. He says, before the window closes, everyone training apart will not play. So what happens if they don't get sold? Where are they training?
This is my question here. Yeah. Yeah. Where is he going to go?
Because he's saying he wants 24-man, 25-man squad. We've got 9 goalkeepers on the list.
This is why...
Alone.
Exactly. This is why the treatment initially to these players is wrong.
And that's why Cobham Academy's died. It's dead.
Oh, yeah, it has.
They're looking at all these players playing in the academy, blocking their development. So now all these, like Rio that went to Liverpool for less money.
I was going to say, yeah. I was going to say.
All these young kids now are looking at that going, right, Rio,
mate, I'm bouncing. See you later. Yeah.
Neil Bath gone, Jim Fraser gone, Emma Hayes gone. Everything's gone, Eunice, bruv. People don't understand, man. Like, I want the best for my football club. And what they're doing behind the scenes is not good. It's not good.
No, it's you got to be honest. You got to be clear and not do things in this manner. It doesn't send a good message out, especially for an established player like Sterling, right? Just shun him away. Or why? Because he's on a high salary. Like it doesn't sort you out, because like I've said, now we could be in a situation where he doesn't end up anywhere. And what's going to happen then? We're just going to tell him to stay at home. Like, don't come to Cobham.
They did. They told him to train at home.
I mean for the season. If he's still here after Saturday, what are we going to do? Like, send him to the reserves, or are we going to send him home? Like, it's a pickle. You don't do that. You don't do that. This is why when you look at the academy and these players coming through, they're all seeing this. They're all witnessing that day in, day out. They're like, bloody hell, I don't want to end up coming into a team where it's being run like that or whatnot. They start hearing about the way that other places are. Like you said, Rio went to Liverpool. Fair play to him. I think that's a good decision for him.
Yeah.
For himself, that's a good decision. So we'll see by Saturday. This is why I say by Saturday we'll have all our questions answered. answer this question. Our question's answered, and we'll have a clearer picture, because all these players, one way or another, have to go. Simple as that. Now they have to go.
Yeah.
So
We've still got 40 odd players. You know, you can't have 40 odd players that they've bought part of their 1.4 billion spent. Oh, this Christian fella, let's have it right. We're complaining more than so-called victims. We're here to defend the victims at Chelsea. This is what I do. And we're professional at it. We know what we're doing. We know what we're talking about. It's not negative. Everyone says it's negative when you call it out for what it is. That's not negative. What do you want me to do? Sit on here and go, yeah, treat Trev like shit. Treat them, fuck them. I don't want them. Get them out of the club. Yeah, get them out. They're rubbish. They're shit. They're not Chelsea level. What is Chelsea level now? Do you want me to say Chelsea's back? Do you want me to say Chelsea's back? Would that make you all feel better, more comfortable? If I say, yeah, Clown Lake in, we're cooking with these owners. They're on the right track. We're back. We're going to win the title. We're going to go and get Champions League. 100% we've got Champions League. Don't worry about Liverpool. Don't worry about Spurs. Don't worry about Newcastle. Don't worry about Arsenal, Man City. Don't worry about Man United. Fuck it. We're going to steamroll everyone. Yeah? What do you want me to do? Sit on here? We've got world-class players. We don't need a goalkeeper. We don't need a defender. We're good here. We're good. We're good here. We get Osimhen, final piece. We're landing it. Is that what you want me to say? Do you want me to say that and continuously say that? Because I ain't going to do it. Because it's not true.
No, it's not. And I'd say one thing, yeah, because whoever made that comment, it's not just about Sterling. Like, my question to this geezer is, do you think it's normal to have 10 to 15 players that are separated, Sterling included, separated, training away from the squad, and all of them have to go by Saturday? You see, when we have a departure, you got the Chelsea app, haven't you? Right? You get a notification, don't you? It comes in, player departs, right? Or Chelsea news departure, or something like that. We're going to get 15 of those in the next 72 hours. I don't think we will. It's not looking good.
No,
so do you think it's healthy to have that many players shunned to the side at Cobham, at the training ground? That's normal dynamic. We're just going to have to... We're not going to mention that. Now, come on. Like, you're being disingenuous if you think we can't mention that and call that out for what it is. It's a joke. You can't have a football club operating in that manner. This is why we're saying it shouldn't have happened in the first place. You don't shun players out like this. You don't.
And that's their player, Sterling Eunice. They bought him, right? Meatloaf Bodie, I will do anything for pound notes and experience. We ain't buying that. Let's have it right, yeah? Okay. These players that are being exiled or just literally put in a shop window, I don't like the way Connor's been treated, Mason Mount was treated, Trev's been treated. It's outright disgrace, bruv. But they fed you with the narrative and the PR to mask it. And the absolute shambles of recruitment. This is the byproduct of Kerry Minstanley, Stuart Little, Egg Barley, and their data-driven AI scouting recruitment. Buy low, all right, but low wage structure and sell high. Okay, that's their model. Brighton model. That's the way they're going. All right, they've basically just beefed up this squad so much over time that they've got to offload. And you're going to have a problem doing that. It's not easy to sell players. This is not trading in Moneyball mid-season in baseball where you can make a phone call and go, I want to trade this player and trade that player, which is why they're trying to do loans all the time and shit like that. It doesn't work in football. It just doesn't. You never see swap deals anyway. You don't see many loan deals like that work in your favour solely. It's always for the benefit of the selling club majority of the time. But what happens, Eunice, when these players don't go, certain ones that are hard to get off, that you can't get off the books, all right? Enzo Mascara is going to struggle, and that could be the dagger in the heart for our season to create real toxicity behind the scenes. And not only that, it's not only about that. He hasn't got the experience for me to deal with this type of situation. Who's had to deal with this type of situation? No one's dealt with it. You know, you're going to use Osimhen. This is the way they think. They're going to use Osimhen to make everyone forget about it. Like, do you remember that all the PR that was put out, the negative PR, which is only calling out for is with Jamie Carragher, Neville, Talk Sport. You got 42-man squad where they're all going to play and this and that, right? And then some of the guy to come out after and go, I only train with 24 players. All right, what about the rest of them then, mate? They don't exist.
Exactly.
What are we doing here?
They do exist, and they have to show up to Cobham, whether people like it or not. Even if they're training away, they're at Cobham. That's not healthy. It's not a healthy environment to be able to go through a whole season under those circumstances. Because even those players, like, what are you going to do? Just bring them into training every day, and that's all they're doing. Well, how are you going to get rid of them eventually? Then, like, it's an unnecessary mess. This is why also I say that it's the comments are brilliant. By the way, yeah, I've seen it. Don't worry. This is why.
Oh, yeah, this must be a slush pot.
Just to answer, no. No, I wouldn't go near it. But this is why bringing in these players like we're talking about that we've already done, Neto and Felix are coming or whatnot, I'll say fantastic. Yeah, that's great. But there has to be more of that, and there has to be less of a scattergun approach, and there has to be less of getting all youngsters in only to flog them down like 6 months down the line, one season down the line, you want to get rid of them because they're not worth it or whatever. It's ridiculous. Overall, it's ridiculous. So hopefully we don't end up in this situation again. But for the next 72 hours, I'm intrigued to seeing how many are actually going to be flogged. Because listen, if we were to sell all of those players, then fair play. I genuinely don't know how it's possible. I don't know.
Mate, let's see how it pans out, bruv, because we haven't got long, and we're playing Crystal Palace after the we'll steamroll serve it. We'll serve them up. We'll plate them up real nice, I'm sure, with our B team or C team even. But Crystal Palace, they've got a crap record at the Bridge. We'll beat them. I ain't got to worry about Crystal Palace. And the toxic positivity will run on, and everyone's going to get excited until, as far as I'm concerned, reality does hit home. I'm going to quickly run through. Smash the like, subscribe to Eunice as well. Big up Adam Ray. He's gifted 10 Minerals FC memberships. Salute to you, my geezer. Respect to you, man. Big up to Jeff's Mercy. Says, Johnny, I have GBFC responding to you. Screen recorded. Who's that?
George.
Oh, what? Fraudulent Benson Edges, yeah? Oh, is he responding, is he? He's throwing his toys out the pram, is he? He loves the kindergarten project, doesn't he? Yeah, well, we'll see that. We'll see what he's got to say. Big up to Pista Eros, Ultra member as well. Let's go. He says, problem is Crime Lake will most likely not get Osimhen because he doesn't want to lower his salary. Crime Lake won't give him what he's due. 220 to 250 because the younger players will start demanding higher wages too. Domino effect. Yeah, dominoes. Facts. I agree with that. We did speak on that as well. Big up Stretters. He says, Johnny, remove Jose Feliciano as a mod. He's a wrong. And what? We got Jose Feliciano in here.
We have. He was causing havoc earlier on.
He's unmodded. He's out. He's done out here. We don't want Clown Lake wrongings in here. You know what I'm saying? So he's done. Listen, like I said, Benson Edges, yeah? Name us 6 reasons why you're such a brown envelope for Clown Lake. And then we can talk. You know what I mean? That's what I always say. Name me 6 things. I don't know. I'm sure you could probably list more reasons. But them brown envelopes are strapped up, bruv. He's probably got them all under his waist, bruv. You know when you go airport and they lift you up and they see, you know what I mean? He's all padded up, bruv. Yeah, brown envelopes all over the gaff. But listen,
I mean, when it comes to this, honestly, I've not seen what you said, by the way. But I got to be real. Like on this, I'm in the middle because, like, I know you well, I know him well. I'm just gonna say it.
They don't want to say
But
anymore. Yeah.
I've not. If he's responded to some, I've not actually seen. So yeah, I'm curious.
Johnny
I
to the
might
left
go
of
have a
me.
look.
George Fraud Benson to the right, stuck in the middle with you. Eunice is stuck in the middle with you. Sit on the fence, Eunice. I don't care, bruv. I got your back all day long, my geezer. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't give a shit what he's got to say or anyone's got to say. You know, to me, you're all irrelevant. You're irrelevant. That's what I see. Your opinions are narratives pro positivity in Clown Lake.
No, with that I agree. I think it's unnecessary to be positive just for the sake of being positive. Do you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, this is football, and there's a method, there's a way that whether we play, whether it's good or it's bad, but you call it as you see it, and it's as simple as that. I think to try and just hold the thought of, we're just gonna be positive, and then therefore the team's gonna be positive, and then we're gonna play really outstanding, we're gonna get results. For me, is unrealistic. That's not how life works. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like it's not even up to us. It's I forgot who was it that said it recently. It was an ex-player or something. I forgot. But he was bang on. I was like, yeah, this guy understands it. It's not up to the fans, right, to get the psychology right to influence the players to go and get the job done. It's the other way around. It's the players that have to show to get the fans convinced, for the fans to go, oh, yeah, there's something here, and then boom. I think it was an interview with Maresca a few days ago or something, where even he said it. He was like, most times it's not the fans it's not the players that have to rely on the fans. It's the fans that have to rely on the players. Yeah. And that's exactly as it is. That's true. If the fans have something to believe in, they'll start kicking up atmosphere. If they don't, well, they'll just fall flat. It is what it is. So, exactly. I don't go down the whole route of, okay, let's just be. I think in your life, in your overall life, be positive, because you can influence things for your own self. Like, that's great. Be positive there. But a football team that you're watching, mate, it's up to the football team. You can support, but it's up to the football team to deliver. It's not you on the pitch. If you're on the pitch, go and be positive. But you're not on the pitch. It's up to the players. So that's how I see it anyway.
All they are, is Al Pacino, in Scent of a Woman. I'm in the dark here. I'm in the dark, but he can smell the minerals, He can smell them a mile off, bruv, all right? But he's also Scent of a Woman, Al Pacino, in the courtroom, bruv, where he stands up. And he says he's got integrity, he's got class, he's got values, because he won't sell anyone out for benefits. You understand me? All right. But yet the other ones, they're on the other side with their brown envelopes in their pocket. All right. And their little benefits, they'll sell out. They don't care. And they'll probably win in the courtroom because they've got everyone on their side. But we're Charlie in Scent of a Woman here. We don't sell out here, and we keep it real. And until our club, someone put in the chat, oh, Johnny, will you not call them Clown Lake if we win a Premier League title? If we win a Premier League title, bruv, let's have it right. They get their plaudits, bruv, and that's where we belong.
100.
And I will give it to them. But tell me, if I wasn't here and Eunice wasn't here putting pressure on, where the fucking hell would we be, mate? Where would we be? Where do you think we'll be, Eunice? I think we'll be further in the mud, bro. They wouldn't be buying Felix and Osimhen. The only way it would happen is if the supporters in the ground really kicked on. But in Stamford Bridge, it's so diluted at the moment, and away support is the only way.
Again, this is the point. When there was a whole debate lately going on about how fans should act and how fans should be, and I didn't really say anything, because at the end of the day, like I mentioned, the fans that are going to games, week in, week out, they're the ones spending their money. They've been going for years, right? We know many of them. I'm not going to tell them you're allowed to sing that, or you're not allowed to sing that, or you can say that, or you're too quiet, or you're too loud. Or at the end of the day, this has been people are just talking about this season or just Gallagher or something like that. Like, no, this is frustration that's built up over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Of course, there's going to be fans that are going to be, down going, what am I watching? Because they were asking the same questions last season. They were asking the questions the season before. This is built up.
And
so
they insult us, Eunice, with Meatloaf Bodie going, well, guys, it's exactly as we drew it up. I mean, is it how you drew it up, giving Potter a 5-year deal and $12 million a year that he's still getting paid out? That's why he don't take the job. Is it drawn up that you brought in Frank Lampard as a PR stunt, a piece of supporters to bide you time? Do you want to talk about Nagelsmann, Enrique, McKenna all rejecting us? Do you want to talk about that? Or you went for Pochettino after months of research and interrogation and, with careful consideration to then, when he gets it right, get rid of him? And was it exactly as you drew it up? Changing the squad, replenishing it every bloody transfer window, and spending 1.4 billion, and now sticking with, Operation Elise. Facts. Now we're getting Operation Osimhen again. That's a jinx, bruv. I really think that's a jinx.
This is an entire build.
Why didn't you get Elise? Why? Why not? You bought Felix. Why didn't you get Elise?
See, this is the thing. We didn't get Elise. We got Felix. Thank goodness we got Felix.
Well, of course. Eunice, I want to ask you on this, yeah, because I rate Felix, yeah. I think he's a tidy baller. I just thought that, this divide, this fan base is so pro a player. They'll always find an agenda. You can get rid of Gallagher's, Mounts. All these players that they don't like, that they've got agendas on, Sterling's. Let them all go. Chilwells, let them go. But they will always find another player who have an agenda on. And it will always just keep recycling. So you're doing more damage when you go, support Chelsea, you're negative, you're not supporting. No, we are supporting the club, but we don't feed agendas like that. We're just calling it out. But these lot have got very agenda. So that's what I dislike this whole pro Felix and all that when he came the first time. Because he scored 4 goals and gave us no assists, and it was crap. It was a shit stunt. But we know he's talent, but talent's not enough. I just hope that he comes, Eunice, and he really does show us the player that he could be, because he's still young.
For sure. I think the one good thing he had is especially when he went to Barca, and I feel like he put on quite a few good performances at Barca in that time away from us. I think he's even convinced himself of what he's able to do. And now he's coming into a team that has lower levels overall than it did when he was last here. I think now he walks back into the team, and you could see fans at the ground were singing his name before he even walked onto the pitch, because everyone subconsciously even knows that he's levels above, I think, in terms of his ability to a lot of the players that we have, because they're all young and they're unproven. So
he's an
I think, and even he's more comfortable now than I think he was back then, because now he's coming and he can see, there's a lot of young players here. He's the one that's holding the example. I think if you give João Felix the freedom and you're one of the main men, you give him the assurances, I think he'll deliver. Instead of him having to try and prove. Maybe last time you could see he was trying too hard at times. But he comes in and he's got Neto on his side and he's scoring a goal from a distance. Hopefully he can keep it up. But yeah, it's a welcome player. It's a welcome player for sure.
Yeah, and I think his best position is number 10.
Of course, yeah.
I don't think on the left or right is. I think you could play Cole Palmer left and right, and he'll give you even more output than playing number 10. I think number 10, Cole Palmer will just give you bags of assists, which is great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. But I also think he can score and assist playing on the right wing if he can roam with Felix's too. But I'll tell you this. Someone's just put in the chat a Sheik in here. He's put, Enzo Maresca said on Raheem Sterling, if he stays at Chelsea, he says, my advice, he knows exactly what he has to do. It's all the players who are training apart. They don't get any minutes in case they stay. I mean, that's just he's taking a piss. That's a joke, man. Because if they stay, he's fucked.
It's screwed.
This is what I'm saying, Eunice. This could be really damaging, bruv.
It could be. Quite. I don't like it. This is what I'm saying. They better get sold. All these guys they better get sold.
Listen, you say trust him. I'm not coming at the gaffer. I only call him out when he's been a yes man. That's what I do. But in terms of like the situation, the environment he's inherited, bruv, he's got to land serious minerals to get through this. I'm being real. He hasn't got the experience to fall back on. And everyone said it about Super Frank when he managed Chelsea. In the second season, he didn't have the experience to fall back on, and that's where he fell short. All right. And Enzo hasn't either. Championships, different level. Premier League, different levels, championship, bruv. And you're playing with a different pressure at Chelsea with the supporters and the expectations, the money that's been spent. And now you've got a situation that he's never experienced in his life to have 42 players in the squad and have to deal with transfer window. Knowing he hasn't got a say and he's been scripted and put a script in front for him to say what he's got to say.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. Dangerous. And we know we're going to get all the PR. Big up to Chelsea old boys. Maresca needs some time for the team to structure and play cohesively as a team with a new striker. Also now, then we can get top keeper, a centre-back maybe in January. Maresca could really excel. Maybe. Like, listen, we like the way he plays. We like his philosophy. I like his demeanour, but I don't like the fact that he's being a yes man. That's the only thing I don't like. I think be your man, like, just because it's going to backfire on him. He's going to be the fall guy again. But I'm not blaming Enzo. I want people to understand is what I was saying, Eunice. We're both not blaming him. This is not for, if shit hits the fan this season, it's not on him. It's on the directors and the ownership who gave the authority to the directors to employ this guy and signed it off.
Yeah.
Like, and signed all these signings off, and this whole project is Clown Lake. That's who we blame, not Enzo Maresca, bruv. You know?
Yeah.
And that's where we stand. But listen, anything else, Eunice? What you got coming up? You got a video coming out?
I do, yeah. So later on, I'll give it some time because who knows? Maybe things will start kicking off tonight as well. But there's already been a lot, so there'll be a brand new video tonight. And then tomorrow will be Servette review.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone's going to find a place to watch it and not pay $4.99. Unless if you are, then you do you. Because it's going to be, it's on the app. But there will be places to watch it, I'm pretty sure. Aside from that, review and then look into the weekend. I know it's international break after that, but the window comes to a close on Saturday. So there'll be loads to cover into the weekend, loads. So you can catch it all. Eunice Talks Football.
Class. And Eunice's channel is in the description. So make sure you go and subscribe to him. Please smash a like, everyone. Put your comments and subscribe to the Minerals FC as well as Eunice, bruv. Window closes Friday 11 p.m. So it's going to be kicking off Friday 11 p.m.
So we've got tomorrow and Friday. Bloody hell.
It's tight.
Tasty.
Listen, it might not just be this fella.
I work 20 hours per fucking day, and I don't accept that someone goes on Twitter with no face, with no name, just joking with myself and saying this kind of shit.
It might be Kerry Eamon, Stanley Stewart Little, Siri Merchant, and Meatloaf Bowley, and Jose Fagaziano all holding each other's you know what. You know what I'm saying? To try and get a deal done, you know? There's going to be a lot of planes and flight trackers and all that jazz. Yeah.
Oh, the whole shebang is coming out on Friday.
It's going to be a beautiful PR Happy Meal. It's going to be elite. It's going to be the biggest Pornstein bomber and dagger and all that. But let me say this. Let's have it right. Once that transfer window shuts, there's no fucking PR transfers to hide behind now.
That's it.
It's let's go squeaky bum time. Yeah. Land your minerals. It's a results game.
Friday's going to be breaking news. Osimhen has left his house. Osimhen has exited a car.
Osimhen's cut his toenails. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That means he's getting ready for a trip. Therefore, the deal's done. Like we're gonna hear it all, man.
Yeah. Oh, he's just followed Chelsea on Instagram, well, mate. He's been following Chelsea for ages, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it is what it is. But listen, big up to everyone in here. Elite stream, elite minerals. Big up to Eunice for coming on, and many more to come.
Appreciate that. And I do want to say quickly as well, big up to Steve. I know he's in the chat. Shout out to you, Steve. And you've been coming on here, and I've managed to catch up with a couple of streams that you guys have done. And yeah, brilliant. So hope he's well and hope all is good. And shout out to the chat as well and everyone in here. On to the next one.
Let's have it right. As always, yeah. Salute to our Chelsea old boys. We see things they'll never see. Smash the likes and subscribe. Up the Chelsea. And big up to Faisal here. He says, let's have it right is my favourite phrase now. Come on, bruv. Land them damn minerals. Landing it. Keep landing it. Everyone land it. No matter what you do in life, keep landing it. Elite mentality. Do or die mentality. Never feel defeatist. Never feel despair, bruv. You keep grinding along in whatever you do and you will do great things. You know what I'm saying? Never let anyone try and cancel you, put you down, tell you ain't good at something. You know what I mean? It's your own self-belief that all that matters, bruv. You know? So it's very important to hold them values close to you and respect to everyone, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Respect to everyone in here. So that's it from us. And we will be back again, I'm sure. No, I hate that. Back again, all that. No, we'll be landing the minerals very, very soon. Yeah? You know what I'm saying? So respect to everyone. Yeah? 2 stars. And we will leave it with our Don Roman. Always and forever, bruv. Yeah? Will be the greatest owner in world football national standards. So up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Let's go.
Roman,